I know there will be a business owner who watching this who doesn't like it, who will also be saying that he grew a business on word of mouth referrals. I'd wager that that business owner probably took 10, 15, 20 years to get to the point where he is now. And I don't know about you, but I've not got 10, 15, 20 years to wait to get the fruits of my labor for my business. So the question was, can you rely upon word of mouth referrals and referrals from past patients to grow a business in a town where very few people use the internet? The answer: you can survive in business. You can survive in business with word of mouth referrals, and you can survive with referrals from past patients. But the problem is this: you can't grow and scale a business on your terms if all you ever do is rely upon referrals from past patients, because there just isn't enough of them. It's too difficult to turn people into salesmen. It's not a good thing to be relying upon anywhere where people are giving information out that may not represent exactly what you are, what you do, and what you want them to think. So I'm not a big fan of the whole word of mouth referrals, as much as like it gets piddled and a lot of people talk about it in the business world. And you often come across business owners who do love to tell you that they don't like to do marketing, or they don't need to do marketing because they have great referrals from past patients. And you know what I always say? Just imagine if you stuck some marketing at the front end of your business. You'd have rocket fuel going on in your business, because if you have great referrals or great word of mouth referrals from past patients, it obviously tells you that you're very good at the deliverable, okay? And that people do want to talk about you. So just imagine if we stuck some Facebook advertising, some Google advertising, some postcard advertising, some newspaper advertising into that business. Just imagine how fast the word of mouth referrals would actually go on if they're getting more people coming through the front door through direct response marketing. It's a big thing, okay? To grow and scale any business, you need deal flow, and deal flow comes at a point where you can pay for advertising, where you can pay for people to come through the door. And then if you do have great word of mouth, and if you do have great referral systems set up in your business, you're going to get those referrals happening a hell of a lot faster. Now, some people will say, well, I don't really want to grow my business past where it is now. And then I usually say, well, what are you talking to me for? Because the very fact that you're looking for marketing advice, or you're on my type of website, or you're speaking to somebody like me, suggests that you've got a problem in your business, okay? So even if you have a full house right now in your business and it exists solely on word of mouth referrals, that's fine. But don't underestimate the impact of having people banging on your door, because if you have people banging on your door who want to do business with you, you can charge higher prices, okay? You can get rid of people who give you hassle. You can walk away from insurance companies who don't pay bills on time. You can generally just, in San Diego right now, you can just generally grow and scale that business on your terms if you have people knocking on the door. But if you don't and you're constantly waiting for the phone to ring because you're waiting for a past patient to say how good you are, it becomes very difficult to run the business on your terms. Now, I'm personally not in business to run that business on somebody else's terms. It's to be run on my terms for the good of my patients. And I genuinely believe I have an amazing service, I have an amazing deliverable. We give our clients such a great experience. Why would I not want more people to experience that faster? So to wrap it up, I think, can you rely upon referrals from past patients? Yes, you'll do okay. Growth will be slow, and you will have to accept that you may not get the patients that you want because they don't really understand exactly what you do, because past patients don't always do a great job of explaining what you do. They may do a good job of explaining what you did for them and why they were happy with that, but that doesn't always necessarily mean that that will make that person they're talking to happy. Does that make sense? So if you've got a great deliverable and you've got a great word of mouth thing going on right now, absolutely stick some marketing at the front end and you will have rocket fuel going on in your business. You will have a business that you can grow, a business that you can scale, and a business that ultimately you can walk away from if you wanted to. I don't know many businesses that have got to where, to a success point where the owner's making the right money at the right price at the right time and energy that he has to put into the business purely relying on word of mouth referrals. I know there will be a business owner who watching this who doesn't like it, who will also be saying that he grew a business on word of mouth referrals. I'd wager that that business owner probably took 10, 15, 20 years to get to the point where he is now. And I don't know about you, but I've not got 10, 15, 20 years to wait to get the fruits of my labor for my business. So get some marketing on your front end, get those word of mouth referrals happening anywhere. And the last question of in the internet, not many people are in town with the internet. I'm sure there will be towns where internet is scarce. I would actually say that if you're in a town without the internet, move. I really would say that, and I have zero hesitation in saying that if I was in a town with no internet, I would move, because you're missing out on such a huge opportunity. If you have great skills, you have great service, and you have great deliverable, which you obviously have if you're getting word of mouth referrals, then you're underselling and you're in the wrong, you're underselling and limiting yourself and the success that you have and the financial rewards that you're going to get. So consider moving to a town that does have the internet, where people can find you online. You can make the most of the advancements in Facebook and Google and things like that. So I hope that does answer your questions. Move if you've got no access to the internet, and use marketing to grow your business much faster than you ever will waiting for patients to say how good you are.
Yeah,
Good.
So you was doing the presentation for the workshop?
Yeah, so we've got a pretty big day today. We're gonna have to get through a lot of stuff. This morning we'll go over some interactions, some stuff that we can play. We can talk to telephone calls in the scenario of the workshop. People arriving at the practice. But I think for us, it's the big thing is now the 2 hours of transferring everything that you've done onto presentation. So that it's 3 bullets a slide, no more, and then we'll spend the last hour role playing. The big thing with these and the success is the audience interaction. If it becomes an educational event, it'll be a load of horse shit. It has to be like a learning plus interaction plus Q&A plus audience plus volunteer plus exercise. So the speed and the how dynamic it is will determine the level of interest and success of the workshop. Nobody's even remotely interested in it, and this is the way you have to think. They don't really particularly want to sit. Who the hell wants to sit and learn about cycling for an hour? I didn't as a student, never mind as whatever else. So these people don't want to be here for that. They want to be here because they are just completely unsure as to what to do next, and this seems like the logical next step for them. Right, ready to rock?
Yay!
Let's go.
Woo!
Right, what we got? What's going on? What challenges can I help you smash out?
Well, on the workshop coming up, and I know you'll probably talk about it, but a lot of people, I had out of the 4 people I spoke to, 2 of them said, "Oh, will we be like getting treatment and things?"
Yeah, I've had a few.
In the workshop, just and exercises and I said there'd be no treatment. I said, but Kevin may need volunteers just to show things. But I just thought.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. We've got to make it as interactive as possible, and you almost have to give people like a little win. So what you don't want to have happen is them just sit in an audience and get lectured on.
Yeah.
Here's a nerve, here's a muscle, here's a disc, it's like they're not there for that. The successful outcome of a workshop will be based upon the audience interaction. So we have to figure out a way of integrating great content and great education with some fun, a lot of fun in fact, to put people in a good state so that they're more open to listening to the solution of physical therapy at the end. And most definitely exercises. So the chances are he will show exercises that people can do. But like you say, part of the thing that we want them to come for is like, well, there's 1 or 2 general exercises you can start with, and they're like, will make a difference. But if you really want the improvement, you need the specific ones. How do you get the specific ones?
By booking them.
Correct. So we will do exactly what it says on the tin, where we'll help, we'll educate, we'll provide, we'll give clarity, we'll give an understanding of what these people are going through, and then give them some hope that there is a solution. And that's ultimately what they come into a workshop for. They're not looking to walk out of this door without sight again. They're looking for the hope that somebody will understand them, get them, and offer them a completely different solution to what any doctor or other physiotherapist or chiropractor or whoever is currently given to them. Which is not going to be pretty, it will be pretty easy to do. So here's another question. This one comes in from Iwa Zabrowski from California. Paul, you're probably getting a lot of the same emails as the one I'm writing to you, but I just wanted to tell you that your story inspires me greatly. My name is Emma. I'm a physical therapist trained in Poland, but currently living and practicing in California. I started my business about 9 years ago with only one patient who did not want to give up on me. I tried to stop being PT due to burnout. Now I'm again burned out, struggling day to day to make a profit or make it even. Drowning in documentation, have no private life. I know this sounds familiar to you, absolutely does. So I am inspired by your story and like to take another chance to still be a physical therapist who provides services to patients with passion and healing and treatment not driven by insurance companies. I like the story, and it's unfortunately it's a really common one, but there really is no need to be burned out and dealing with insurance companies. One of the things that happens when you move away from working with insurance companies, and the way that you move away from working with insurance companies, is by figuring out your marketing, okay? And not marketing like everybody else does in your small town, which is for physical therapy, because let's face it, nobody really wants physical therapy, okay? What they want is transformations in their life. And if you start to market physical therapy, particularly in California, where there is like a physical therapist on every street corner, the chances of you being successful are like that, okay? And the chances of, even if you do get 1 or 2 patients, that you have to follow the rules, or the old school rules of having to kiss butt to doctors or deal with insurance companies and wait like 9 months for your pay, is high, okay? And that's not needed, it absolutely isn't. There are people in California right now killing it, okay? And they're killing it because they've moved away from physical therapy marketing that is just like prehistoric, okay? They're now moving into a world of offering value to people up front, that proves value, that demonstrates value, that makes people desperate and happy and want to pay for your services. You want to submit some questions to me, I love to answer them, and I will tell you openly and honestly, and I know 1 or 2 people won't like my answers, which is fine. Please do whatever you want with it. I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to give you the best possible information to help you make better decisions about your business and ultimately about your life, so that you can run a business that fuels an amazing life. That's what I figured out in my own practice, and that's what I'm here to help you do. I'm here to help to give you information and give you the best possible insights into how I built my business and the life that I live and the amazing life that I'm leading right now, all as a result of just doing something different to what the rest of the physical therapy industry are doing. So if you have questions, paul@paulgoughphysio.com is my email. You can get to us on social media, you can type them in the chat, and what we'll do is once a week we will round up the questions, and as well as letting you into a little bit about what we're doing here at the practice, we'll try and best serve you as possible with the questions.